I know it's been a while since I put out any vinyl wrapping content. You guys know how expensive vinyl wrapping can get, and if I would just keep on buying vinyl just to wrap my bike and show you guys techniques, it would just cost me a lot of money, and that's really why. But as you guys know, I did go down on my bike, so I figured it's time to make another vinyl wrapping video, except this time I'm gonna do it as a series. We're gonna vinyl wrap the Panigale today. I'm gonna show you guys my process. I'm gonna show you guys how I do it, how I think of a design, and we're just gonna go start to finish. So here we go. So before I go on with this video, I wanted to give a huge shout out to Vvivid Vinyl for sending me all the stuff I needed to wrap this bike today. A couple months ago, I got hit up by them. They saw the video that I made. They were like, yo, we love what you're doing. We would love to sponsor any future vinyl wrapping videos. And I was ecstatic, man. I was so excited. At first, I was like, yo, is this for real? Who is this guy? I Googled him. Finally, I sent him an email and he was like, yes, we are on board. Luckily, I checked my messages. He actually emailed me 3 or 4 weeks prior and I never checked it. I sent him an email, said we're on board, check the website, let me know what you want. We might be able to give you some suggestions, and we'll also provide full tools. They sent me a dope heat gun. I don't even know how to use it yet. So thank you guys, Vvivid Vinyl. I hope you guys like this series, and thank you guys for sponsoring my videos and believing in me. You know, I'm a small YouTuber, and like I said, I can't afford to keep buying vinyl just to make these videos. You know, I just wrap them when I have a chance, or if I have a project, or like right now I wrecked the bike and it is kind of a good excuse. And yeah, man, thank you guys so much. I am very much humbled by your generosity, Vvivid Vinyl. You guys are fucking awesome, man. I appreciate it. Alright, so before I do anything with the bike, with the vinyl, this is kind of what I do. I'll print out some like blueprints of, you know, the same bike, similar bike, and then I'll do some like sketches, some quick drawings, some, you know, color additions with markers, just to see what I like. And I'll even ask opinions from people. My wife, you know, I value her opinion. She's the one that actually came up with the yellow. She was like, look, you know, I really like yellow, you should do yellow. And I fought it for a long time until, you know, it just kind of was right. You know, and Ducati's known for red, but very few people know that yellow is a very Ducati color, and it made a lot of sense. So yeah, this is what it's probably look like in the end. It's not always gonna look the same when I'm done. You know, it'll be something like this. So this was the first one, and I did it something like this the second time. So yeah, we'll see. All right, so first thing I'm gonna take care of is try and smooth this out. Normally I would Bondo it, but I don't think it's that big of a damage to really, because if you look at it from here, you can totally just smooth it out. It's not gonna be a huge difference really from left to right unless you're really looking. So all I'm gonna do is use some sandpaper. I'm probably gonna repair that crack right there if you guys see it. Somebody told me to use super glue with baking soda. So we'll see how that does. But for now, we're just gonna smooth it down with sandpaper. So I think I got it pretty good now. It didn't take too long. It took a few minutes of just sanding by hand. Started with 120 grit, and then I went with like a really high, like 1500, just to smooth it out even more. So I think that's good. I'll clean it up with some alcohol and blow the dust off with my air compressor. So one way I like to test to see if this is smooth enough is I'll just take some vinyl and I'll just wrap over that part and try to smooth it out, and then look for any imperfections and see if what my sanding job was good enough. You'll be able to see that with the wrap once you smooth it out. It's a good way to see how good you are at sanding. And sometimes you'll be able to tell if, like, alright, I definitely need to Bondo this. Yeah, there's a lot of rough spots, mainly in the front right here. and I can feel it. I don't know if you guys are able to catch that on camera, but I can feel it. So just this area right here, I think. Up here, bottom side, and maybe some on this bottom side. So I'm gonna go ahead and sand out some of this a little bit more, but it's pretty good. Well, some of you guys might be wondering why I'm trying to sand this down and fix it. The reason being is just for tutorial purposes, just to show you guys that it can be done. You don't need to get a whole new set of fairings. Tom, if you're watching this, he actually hooked me up with all these fairings, everything that I needed to fix my bike, including like a ton of like nice parts. He had a 1299 race bike, and he's had these sitting around, he said, so he gave me like a really good deal on them. I'm probably gonna try to sell some of these aftermarket stuff that he gave me along with it, just to recoup some of that money I spent. I really didn't spend that much trying to put this bike back together. I have everything I need, minus brake lever. Yeah, this is weird. I haven't seen my bike all red in a while. Alright, it's officially day 2. I saved my stomp grips because I'm going to reuse them. It was pretty straightforward. I just peeled them off and then used some backing from spare vinyl that I had. So the plan today is to hopefully get some knifeless tape laid down. Normally I would start on the side, but I have this idea for a design in the front. So I think I'm going to start in the front and then work my way to one side. All I'm using is some denatured alcohol to hopefully clean up some of this gunk. So one of the things that I like to do is I use masking tape or like painter's tape or something to kind of keep my lines even. So this is going to be a line, and I want it to be the same thickness, and instead of using like a ruler, I'll just use some tape in certain areas to just line it up. And you know, these designs, especially vinyl wrap, it's never going to be perfectly symmetrical, but you can get them as close as possible. Now that I got this marked off like this on one side, I'm just going to pull off this tape, this painter's tape, and then I'll just kind of use the same guide on this side. Since this side is already laid down, I kind of have something to look at while I'm doing this side. So I'm gonna pull this off and then see what it looks like. And yeah, it looks good. Okay, so now that I got the tape laid down, this is gonna actually be my seamless right here. If you haven't watched any of my wrapping videos, I suggest going in my playlist and then go to like the motorcycle vinyl wrapping playlist. Go watch the how to wrap a motorcycle for beginners video. I talk a lot about different techniques that you can use when you're wrapping. So like for example, a seamless cut will be 2 different colors layered together, but there'll be a cut that doesn't have a seam. And then there's also an overlay. So if it doesn't have a seam, it's like this. But if it's an overlay, it's something like that. One will lay over the other. For this, I'm going to do the, so this part's going to be yellow, this part's going to be gray, and then it's going to have a strip, another strip of black right here. See how it's like the combat gray, the black, and then the yellow. And instead of having multiple overlays, I'm going to have the yellow and gray be a seamless, and then I'll just overlay the black right above it. So right in here is going to be the really difficult part, which I don't really have a plan for yet. I kind of have something in my head planned out. This right here is going to be black on the inside, and then this will be gray all the way through there, over here, and then maybe do like a seamless or an overlay here. All in here will be gray. So yep, this looks pretty difficult, but it's doable. You might just have to do it in like multiple pieces. But we'll see. I'm gonna show you guys. So for the seamless, I'm gonna go ahead and lay a second layer of tape, just sort of right above the main cut. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just like a way for us to cut the vinyl when we lay down the gray. So essentially, we're gonna lay down the gray, and then we're gonna cut it with this tape. When we lay the yellow over, we'll cut the yellow right against the gray, and then we'll take that little bit of gray and peel it from underneath. Alright, so here's another little trick that I do. The thing about wrapping motorcycles is there's a lot of different shapes and curves. It's not like a car where most of the pieces are flat. I'll take like a shop towel, or you know, you can do paper too, and then I'll just tape it on, and then I'll draw the shape that I need. You can save a lot of vinyl this way. And that's essentially the general shape, and then obviously you kind of know the size that you're cutting now. So I just kind of peeled off a little bit of a corner right here, so I can just kind of lay it over. And I'm gonna find my line. I'm gonna look at it, make sure it stretches over. Okay, perfect. So now I'll go ahead and take off a little bit more from the bottom. So now I'm coming along to this side, and this is where the hole is right here. This was my area of concern. Alright, so I got it in there pretty good. So I'm just gonna lay some more vinyl over it in there. But right now, I'm gonna go ahead and hit the knifeless tape. Here we go. All I'm gonna do is take some of this, and I'm basically gonna fold it. I'm gonna roll it up like that, and then get it in there. And that's basically how I'm going to get it in there. Like, there's no science to this. I'm just kind of going along as, you know, as I can, and just trying to figure it out. As you guys know, I'm not a professional rapper. I'm just a guy, and if I could do it, you guys could do it. Alright, for this side, I actually started here, and I'm gonna go ahead and wrap the rest of it. The reason I did that is, I don't know, this way seemed a little bit harder to wrap this first and then go into here and add vinyl. So for this one, I did the complete opposite. So, alright, so I had a little revelation when I was looking at the finished product again. I'm gonna show you guys. And then this is the one that I wrapped, and I told you, you know, do it like this way, where you layer another, but it just didn't look as good as I wanted to. So there's an actual, like, a lot easier way to wrap this inside hole right here. Okay, so all you have to do is take some knifeless tape along this line right here. So make it like one straight line like that, something like that. And then what you do is you wrap that top part, or if you're doing the whole thing, right? Say you're doing like one piece. You wrap this whole top piece down to here, and then, you know, you add another knifeless tape right here or whatever, or just leave this and then just cut the vinyl right here, and then lay another vinyl on top of it, or however you want to do it. If you want to lay down the vinyl right here first, you can, and I think that would work out better. So I'm gonna give you guys a little demo, I guess. It would look something like this, where you go all the way in there. I came in with this after I had already finished wrapping this piece. So yeah, something like that. Okay. It would, you know, this isn't pretty by any means, but it would be like that. And then you just do an overlay of the rest of it. And obviously you would have like, you know, you would measure it a lot. But this is it. This is the fastest way to do this. And I should have done it this way instead of this way. Because this way, actually, it took me a couple hours to do one side. Just because like this was a pain in the butt. Wrapping this top piece, right? Even all the way down to here, cake, right? Cake. Add some knifeless tape here like I did because I'm gonna add black there, but cake. Up until I got in here when I should have done it this way first. And I'm not gonna redo it because I don't feel like it. If you guys are gonna do this piece, this is the way to do it. Alright, so, oh man, this is probably the most difficult piece that I've ever wrapped in my whole wrapping career. As far as motorcycles go, that little hole right up in there was so difficult. But, I mean, it is what it is. I could always figure something else out later, but it's definitely, you can definitely see those creases. You're just gonna have to live with some things, and I think for me, I can live with these creases. So on the next episode, I think I'm gonna finish up the nose. I'm gonna go ahead and do that seamless cut that I was talking about earlier. If you guys haven't watched any of my wrapping videos, I suggest going and checking out some of those because a lot of the terminology that I use as we go through the series, I kind of explain in detail in some of my other vinyl wrapping videos. So go watch those, and then I'll catch you guys on the next episode. Let me know if you guys like this series or if it's just completely bullshit.